Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Crochet Diaries. I'm your host Claudia, and if you're new here on this podcast segment of my channel, I just basically talk about all things crochet, knit, and all things fun with yarn. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my crochet unpopular opinions because I've ranked some of you guys' crochet unpopular opinions, and I decided it's time to share with you guys what I think is an unpopular opinion. If you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just get straight into the video. So I have kind of a new setup today. Today was sitting on my bed. Don't hate me on any of them because, like I said, this is my opinions, and I've created a safe space for myself. So if you disagree with any of them, let me know in the comments why you disagree with them. If you agree with them, let me know as well. But what we're not going to do is be rude to me or to anyone else who agrees with these opinions that I have to share. Okay, just keep that in mind. Be mindful about that, guys. So my first crochet unpopular opinion is gatekeeping crochet patterns should be allowed. I know that everybody, wants to learn how to crochet. Crochet is something everyone can try to learn or get into the habit of doing or pick it up as a hobby or whatever, but I just think that there are some patterns that not everybody needs to know about. Like, could know how to make basic stuff, cool, but if you're the type of crochet that makes stuff freehanding it, or you come up with a pattern that's individual to yourself or is so unique that literally nobody else has crocheted it before, you don't need to make a pattern and share it with the world. Like, it should be entirely up to you what you want to do with that pattern you've created. Like, if you want to share it with the world, you can. If you don't, people need to mind their own business and not call you a gatekeeper or call you names or like bully you into sharing that pattern. Do you get it? If you spend hours and time and whatever to create something that's so unique and so different and so like, wow, like nobody's done it before, why should you then have to like be forced or bullied into creating a pattern for everyone else to create? Like, if everyone else creates it, it kind of loses that uniqueness that you've intended it to be. So for that reason, I don't think gatekeeping within the crochet community should be like something people shun or people look down upon, because not everything needs to be shared. Next unpopular opinion is that crocheting everything you see because it's trendy is kind of a waste of time, and you don't need to hop on every single trend you see within the crochet community. Like, you actually don't. Just because you see something that's trending doesn't mean you have to make it. Like, just something about trying to fit into the trends of what is trending right now in the crochet community. Just be different, be yourself, bring your own uniqueness, your own individuality into the world of crochet. Be someone different within the crochet community. Like, everyone's already crocheting similar things. Why do you then now have to come and crochet the same thing as everyone else? Like, be different. Try and bring in different concepts, try and bring in ideas, bring in something new that someone else hasn't done. Maybe whatever it is you're crocheting might be similar to someone else. Like, that can't be helped because a lot of the crochet stuff, a lot of them are literally similar, right? Crochet hats, crochet bucket hats, crochet ruffle hats, they're all basically similar, but bring in something different that makes you stand out from what everyone else is doing. You don't have to hop on a trend because everyone else is doing it, because you're just going to get lost in the crowd of everyone else. So try and pick up something. Like, you can make a ruffle hat. Everybody makes a ruffle hat. Cool. What are you going to do different that makes your ruffle hat stand out? Are you going to add like a specific kind of material, specific kind of yarn? Are you going to add knitted stuff to it? Are you going to add, I don't know, objects like pearls or something like beads or jewelry or something? Are you going to add something different to it to spice it up a bit? I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I feel bored seeing the same stuff, like the same crochet things regurgitated over and over again. And I'm not going to say that I don't crochet the same things as everyone else, because I do, but I still try to make it my own. Do you get it? Like, I try to add like something different to like certain things that other people do. So instead of just crocheting a regular top, I might add something to the top. I add a pearl or a couple necklaces or something to the top to make it look different. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm sick of seeing trends and everybody just does the same thing. Like, just be different. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you don't have to hop on trends. Like, you actually don't. Like, it's nice to have something that everyone else has, but at the same time, if it's something that you wouldn't personally have for yourself, why are you wasting your time to crochet it? Because yeah, as well, like, add into the fact that it might be something that you might not even like. If, say, everybody suddenly got, I don't know, Nike trainers, right? And you felt left out, so you got Nike trainers, but you don't even wear trainers. Why are you getting Nike trainers if you don't even wear trainers? It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't add up. So yeah, just don't hop on trends that are unnecessary to you. So my next unpopular opinion is that yarn stashing is overrated. And I say this because I feel like the more clear my mind has become about the certain things I want to crochet and the kind of projects I want to crochet, the more I've realized that having a stash of yarn is actually not even needed. You genuinely do not need a stash of yarn. Even if you have a business, like a small business, you don't need a lot of yarn. Obviously, it depends on how many orders and stuff you get. You still don't need a lot of yarn. Partly because, one, where are you going to store all of this yarn? Unless you have like a specific office for that to specifically crochet, then you can have a lot of yarn. But if you don't have a lot of storage or an office or somewhere to put all this yarn, there's no point of having thousands and hundreds of yarn in the room or wherever it is you're having it, because 9 times out of 10 you're not even going to use all that yarn. I guess it's good to have it just there in case you need it for something, but also you have to think, are you the type of person that will crochet something and get something done, or are you the type of person that will procrastinate and keep the yarn there and keep whatever project it is you're doing, you keep it untouched? I used to have a yarn stash myself. I used to stash up on yarn, literally just buy yarn and just have a lot of yarn just lying around, just thinking, yeah, when I'm finished with this project I'm going to start something else and use that yarn. But when the time came to actually using that yarn, I never did. I would buy new yarn to replace that new yarn, and it's just like, it was getting a bit too overwhelming. And it's like, that yarn that I bought that I was going to use for something, it was never used, so it's just there. So yeah, yarn stashing is overrated, and you actually don't need a lot of yarn. You just need a couple skeins of yarn and you're good to go. It's okay to know that you're not gonna finish a project. Like, I feel like a lot of crocheters put a lot of pressure on themselves, knowing that they have something that they need to complete but they don't complete it, and then they feel guilty for not completing it. Maybe I'm just speaking about myself. There have been times when I have a project that I'm currently working on, and then I'll start something new and I'm like, wait, I haven't finished that other project that I was working on. Why am I starting something new? But I'll start it anyways. But now I've gotten to the point where it's like, if I start something, I have to finish it. I don't want to start something, leave it, start something else, and then leave that and then start something else. Like, there's no point. Actually, no point of having multiple projects at a time. When I say multiple projects, I mean, like, there's no point having 3+ crochet projects you're working on at a time. Like, genuinely, you just need at least 2 projects that you're working on at a time, just so you don't overwhelm yourself. You don't like mix up whatever it is you're doing, and you just finish everything. I don't know about you guys, but there's been so many times when I've started multiple projects and I have forgotten to write down what specific hook I used for that project or the specific yarn that I used, and I come back to the project months later and I'm like, oh, what yarn did I even use for this? But if you have like 2 projects, you remember that, oh yeah, I used a 6mm hook for this one and I used a 5mm hook for the other one, because I'm only working on 2 projects. You get it? But if you're working on multiple projects, how are you going to know which hook you use for those projects if you started it like 6 months ago? I don't even remember what I ate yesterday. How am I going to remember what hook I used 6 months ago to start a project that I said I was going to finish in a week? I'm not going to, unless I write it down, but more time I don't. So yeah, and I feel like a lot of other crocheters probably don't even write down the hooks and the stuff, whatever it is. So what I'm just trying to say is, guys, don't start crazy amount of, well, this isn't even an advice thing, this isn't an opinion thing, but yeah, my opinion is that starting multiple projects at a time is unnecessary and you don't need to do it. Okay, so my next unpopular opinion is that it's not always possible to credit someone for a crochet project that you took inspiration from. Someone might create something and then post it on Pinterest, and then somebody else sees that thing on Pinterest, takes a screenshot and then reposts it on their Pinterest, and then somebody else can comment on Pinterest and see that second person's post and think, oh my gosh, this is so cute, let me recreate. They recreate it, post it on social media. The original creator comes up in the comment sections like, oh my gosh, you stole my design. Hold up, let's not do accusations here. Just because you've seen someone recreate something you've created doesn't mean they've stolen your idea. They've probably seen your idea on someone else's page or someone else's social media, not knowing it was yours, because there might have not been a watermark, and taking inspiration from that. That doesn't mean they've stolen your project. Like, I hate seeing stuff like, oh, this person stole this person's design, this person stole this person's design. Like, how do you know that they've stolen it? Like, it may have been a misunderstanding, and they may have thought that some random person made it. They may not even know who made that thing that they've seen, because nowadays a lot of people are reposting everybody's work, and sometimes not everybody watermarks their work, so no one's going to know who that person's work is, because it's not watermarked. Unless you know the creator of that thing because you follow them on social media, you're not actually going to know who created whatever crochet thing is you've seen. Let's stop accusing people of stealing other people's designs. Like, it actually makes me sick to my stomach whenever I see that, oh, this person's stealing this person's design, oh, this person's stealing that person's design. Like, no, not everything is about stealing. Some people just take inspiration, or they just don't know who the creator is. Okay, let's not jump the ship and straight away think that they're stealing, because that might not even be the case. The only time when you know somebody is stealing is when, say, somebody's in some comment section and they say, oh, this is so and so's design, maybe you should credit them, and they say, oh yeah, I know, and then they don't credit that person knowing that it's that person's design. That's when you say it's stealing. But if you don't know that person, don't go and say that they're stealing someone else's design, because they're probably not. I hope this is making sense, guys, because I think about it a lot. Every time I see like issues like, oh, this person's copied this person's crochet design, and there's this whole hubbub about this person stealing ideas and everything, I'm just thinking, like, how do you know that they're stealing? Like, whatever you created may have already existed before you've created it. You just come to the realization that, oh, I can create this, and now I've created it. But it may have already existed before you created it, so that doesn't mean it's your original idea. That makes sense. So yeah, I feel like this next unpopular opinion might get some hate, but at the same time it needs to be said. A lot of people are either too scared to admit it or say it, or they just want to, what's the word, they just want to be yes men to everyone else's opinions. But this opinion is to do with pricing crochet products, specifically for small businesses. Yeah, my unpopular opinion for this is that you shouldn't start overselling your crochet products if you're new to crochet and if you're new to business and everything. And I say this because you still have a lot to learn. Like, if you're new to crocheting and you're new to owning a business or whatever, you have a lot to learn. And I'm saying this as from my own point of view as well. Like, I still have a lot to learn. I've been crocheting for like 3 years now, 3 pushing 4 years, and there's still a lot for me to learn. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that everyone loves to express that crochet is expensive, it's handmade, it takes time, you get price, blah blah blah. Okay, cool, that all makes sense. But if you're new to crocheting and you still haven't perfected your craft, you still haven't found your niche within crocheting, and I don't know, you still can't crochet neat edges or crochet straight, the consistency isn't the same, and I don't know, you don't weave in your ends well or whatever, like stuff like that. If you're having little issues like that, you shouldn't be overpricing your crochet pieces. And I don't say this to be harsh or to be mean, but it's like, you wouldn't want to buy something that is expensive if there's little things that shouldn't be there for the price that you're selling it, if that makes sense. If I went to the shop and I bought myself a t-shirt, right, and the t-shirt is costing me, I don't know, £160, right, I'm going to expect it to be perfect. Like, the stitches are immaculate, there's nothing wrong with the top for that price, right? But if I buy it and I see that, oh, the hem has come on loose, or a stitch has come on, like, unraveled or whatever, I'm gonna think, why the hell is this being sold for £160 if they can't flip in, sew the stitches on properly, or if something is wrong with the top, if there's like a hole in the top from the material? Like, I wouldn't be impressed. Do you get it? So if you're a crocheter and you're selling your items for, say, £200 and you haven't weaved in the ends properly enough that when the person gets it, it starts unraveling, if that happens, you're done. Okay, you're not done, that's exaggeration, but it won't be a good look for your business. So you want to start off pricing your stuff at a reasonable price. Like, When I say reasonable, I don't mean undersell your products. Like, obviously still know your worth for what you're creating, but don't go crazy and sell a hat for £300 if you can't crochet neat edges. Do you know what I mean? Like, just make sure that your pricing makes sense to the level that you're crocheting. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so don't come for me and saying that I don't understand the pricing of crochet, because I do. I crochet myself, but I'm just saying, make sure you're pricing them to the level of your expertise or skills. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this next unpopular opinion is that just because you know how to crochet doesn't mean you know how to crochet custom orders. I feel like a lot of people think that just because someone knows how to crochet, or just because they think they know how to crochet, they can crochet everything and anything, but that isn't the case. Like, to be able to crochet custom orders, you have to have a different level of, like, I want to say expertise and skill, and I guess knowledge, really, on how to crochet certain things. You may know how to crochet, but you don't know how to crochet custom orders, and that's also fine. Like, you don't actually have to know how to crochet custom orders, because not everyone knows how to freestyle crochet. Not everyone can just look at a picture and be like, yeah, I can crochet that, or I can crochet as close to that as I can. That leads me on to my next unpopular opinion. Pinterest should be the only place you go to for crochet inspo. Forget Instagram, forget TikTok, forget YouTube. Pinterest should be the only place you go for inspiration for crochet pieces. And I say this because, one, Pinterest is my favorite social media platform. Two, like, the creative freedom you get from looking at a picture and crocheting it because you've looked at that picture, it just feels nice to know that you can just look at something and recreate it and crochet it to as close as you can to that picture. So I feel like crocheting stuff from Pinterest is a lot better than just following a tutorial all the time. Like, with a tutorial, you just get more comfortable copying whatever it is that person in the tutorial is doing. Like, yeah, they're teaching you how to crochet something, but at the same time, it's like you need to learn to figure it out for yourself if you want to get better at crocheting. If you want to expand on your skills and your expertise, you just want to learn for yourself. You don't want to have people feed you everything all the time. Do you get it? And that's something I love about Pinterest. I can just go on Pinterest and just see a top and think, okay, what stitches do I know how to do? How do I, get the bust measurement? How do I get the belly measurement? I don't know, the stomach? Yeah, all that stuff. Like, how do I figure all that stuff out from just looking at a picture? And it just all comes down to practice and how often you're able to just look at something and just go crazy and do your own thing. I want to be the type of crocheter that can look at something and just crochet it. You know how, like, in public you see someone with a guitar, right? You go up to them and say, oh, can you play this song? You'd expect them to know how to play that song because they have a guitar and they've probably been playing for a very long time to be walking around with a guitar and just playing music, right? You'd expect them to know how to play the song you want them to play, right? But if they turn around and say, oh no, I don't know how to play that song, you think, oh, but you have a guitar, and surely if you have a guitar, you've learned like the basics, or you've learned some of the key chords or whatever to know how to play songs. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you'd expect them to know how to play some stuff, even if they don't know the song. They they could be able to play by ear, right? That's the same concept of crocheting. Like, you want to get to the point where you can look at something and just crochet it. Like, someone will say, oh, can you crochet me this hat exactly the same as this? You just look at it, have a look at the stuff on it, the detail, and then you just crochet it because you've seen it, you've practiced it, you know some of the main concepts, you know some of the main like basic skills and whatnot you need to make that thing, because you do it all the time. But if you're always relying on like tutorials, it's like you're not really learning. I mean, you are learning, but at the same time, it's like you're only learning so far. You're learning to the point where you're rigid within that craft. You don't want to be rigid within something. You want to be like flowing like the sea. you wanna be able to just flow at your own pace and just do your own thing. Do you get it? So yeah, I hope that makes sense. That is all of the crochet unpopular opinions I have time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and you kind of I wouldn't say enjoyed my crochet unpopular opinions, but you kind of saw a bit into my mind about how I feel about certain things within the crochet community. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care and keep crocheting.